Welcome, mixed reactions community. My name is Ian. I'm in beautiful, sometimes sketchy, most of the time sketchy, Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm with Casey Mara from Maine. We're without Justin tonight. How you doing today, Casey?
I don't think we can call 3 listeners a community.
That's more like a gaggle fuck.
Yeah, it's more like a small group of outcasts.
It's more like a damn X videos title. But anyway, so what I know, we're gonna definitely talk a lot of football on this show. I know you were pointing it out before the show, like it is football season, like that,
There's a game this Thursday, bruh.
you're,
This
you're
Thursday, there's a game. I am so happy. There is a NFL game every week from now until February.
yeah, no, that's pretty exciting. Like you said, I would try to catch the Rams games preseason, but preseason I just find myself doing so much other shit, honestly. But I mean, it's gonna be exciting. We got the Olympics, which it's cool because I start work so early and it's on TV. But I'm really excited for football. I mean, I think Dallas is gonna go 14-3, like I said.
Not a chance on that one, brother. But I appreciate the best word to describe it here is I appreciate the faith that you have in them.
All right. Well, before we do get talking on some football, what did you make of Team USA beating down Serbia? And do you have any takeaways from the Olympics as a whole so far?
So my take on USA beating Serbia. How the fuck is Jason Tatum not getting any goddamn minutes? That makes absolutely no sense. You cannot tell me
they're winning.
I get that, but you can't tell me he's not one of the 8 best players on the team that saw minutes. Him and Tyrese Halliburton played no minutes. I guess 0 stands for 0 minutes. Because that's how many they got. None. I don't understand that. Now, obviously, Kevin Durant, LeBron, they did their thing. Like, they were phenomenal. Kevin Durant in that first half, scoring 21 points, going 8 for 8 from the field. It doesn't get any better. Doesn't mean Jason Tatum doesn't deserve playing minutes. He absolutely does. I think they should, I'm not saying they should sit Devin Booker, but I think they'd be a better team with Jason Tatum getting those minutes over Devin Booker.
Booker made 4 threes.
Are you saying Jason Tatum wouldn't make 4 threes?
I'm not gonna sub a guy out that just made 4 threes. I don't really see, like, I see what you're saying, but I also don't because they're winning. So I don't really like.
Yeah, they're winning because they're Team USA.
Don't fuck up what's working.
Ian, we could get 10 minutes and they'd still be winning.
Hell no, the teams are too good. If you throw one guy in there, fuck up the rotation.
Not enough for them to lose the game.
Man, if you don't think that we can lose, you are sorely mistaken. Hell of a game by Durant, though. Looking like Olympic.
And LeBron, for that matter.
LeBron, man, that man is 21, 7, and 9. It's not fair at this point.
He's the definition of built different. When you hear someone say they're built different, it's LeBron James.
LeBron Ramon James. Yeah, no, he's definitely I mean, yeah, it's like when you say built different, like there's no science cannot put reasoning behind why. If you didn't know his age, you wouldn't think he was that old.
Hell no.
It's insane, bro. Like, he's still moving faster than, more explosive than a good amount of young guys. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. But I don't know, man. Like, I'm not, like I said, I definitely understand what you're saying about Tatum, but I just think in a situation like that, like I said, Booker played really well. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I mean, it sucks seeing a guy that, has done so much. And
he's going to get minutes. You know that, right? It's not like he's going to ride the bench the entire Olympic run. He's going to see minutes.
I mean,
you're going to see exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, but if they keep rolling, then he's not going to play. I mean, but he can't. But the thing is about Tatum, like I said, you don't want to fuck up the rotation, but at the same time, he's so good to where you can replace Booker with him and nobody would even notice the difference. You know what I mean? Like, it would make a big impact in the game. I mean, but they won by 26 points. So let's just take it for what it is. We're going for the gold. South Sudan actually beat Puerto Rico. I believe Puerto Rico was like a 12.5 point pretty big favorite there. But you know what? Enough with all of this. Oh, did you see the picture of the Olympics opening ceremonies and LeBron? And they were on the boat, and they said
Yeah,
like he was founding America.
I did see that.
But I know you want to talk football, and we're going to. With training camp obviously now in full swing, what do you feel is, I mean, I'm just going to straight out there, the biggest storyline of the entire offseason so far?
There's a couple of them you could argue. Two of them that come directly from my Cowboys. Dak, is he going to get his new contract? Looks like they're on the verge now of re-signing CeeDee Lamb finally, so that holdout's going to come to an end. Obviously, you could talk about the Jordan Love contract. You could talk about the Tua Tagovailoa contract. There's a lot of big stories going on right now. What did you make of the Raiders bringing that Kermit the Frog sock puppet of Patrick Mahomes to training camp and mocking him? Did you see that?
Yeah, I saw that. I think he reacted to it as well. I don't think it's nothing but good. It's good mean-spirited competition. Like, I love it.
Do you think Mahomes has that in the back of his mind when he plays the Raiders, though?
He knows that he's probably already going to beat the Raiders. I don't think he really gives a shit. Like if it was like the Niners doing that to him, it might be like, all right, let's cowboy up. But he's like, you know what, like he's above reply. He's above even replying to that. Like it's the Raiders, bro. Like they're just, I wouldn't say a joke of a franchise. They're not, but they're not the Chiefs.
No, yeah, they're definitely not the Chiefs. That's for damn sure. I'll agree with you there. You know, I think it's somewhat bulletin board material. I really do.
It is. You know what I'm saying? You mock the starting quarterback, like somebody's gonna want to go out there and punish. But at the end of the day, like I don't, it's the Raiders. Like I said, it's not like it's somebody to actually take seriously. I mean, the Raiders made the playoffs in their first season here. Whoopee. And you know what? Them and the Chargers would have both. Before we even talk more about the offseason, let's just kind of do a flashback. What the fuck were the Chargers thinking calling that timeout? You game into the tie, you and the Raiders go to the playoffs. What did you make of that? We're just gonna go throw it back real quick before we get on some more current stuff.
I mean, when you break it down, you're calling the timeout in attempt to maybe just add some added pressure, I suppose. But at the same time, there was no sensible reason to do it.
Right, and the thing, well,
it's like you said, with a tie, they both make the playoffs. So I didn't understand that. I mean, you're flashing back, what, 2 years ago now?
It was the year that the Rams beat the Bengals in the Super Bowl, I think.
Yeah, so you're flashing back damn near 2 years.
I don't know, man. To me, that was crazy. It just didn't. That should make me think it was rigged. Because, like you said, it wasn't really sensible to call a timeout there. Like I mean, even if they weren't, if there wasn't that situation in the playoffs, it's like, why? Like, you're literally giving the Raiders a chance to win the game. Like, that made no sense. That would have been so cool to see, and I would have laughed in every Steelers fan's face. Bro, so many people were betting on tie on that game, too, because they're like, fuck it. Like, why? Like, they could both just take knees, and they almost tied. That would have broken the internet, bro. I'm pretty sure the Steelers would have filed for a damn appeal or something.
Oh yeah, they would have had a rightful grievance at that one, to be honest, though.
What percentage of NFL games do you think actually ended a tie? Do you have to guess? Like, I would say less than 1%.
Yeah, I'd say less than 1% if I had to. Because I don't think, was there one this past year? I don't think so. I'm trying to remember. There's like one every 2 years.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of years ago where there was two in 1 year, but it's one of those things to where it's like it's kind of like, I like it in a way, like it's unique, like it's everybody kind of looks around like the fuck, like they're going to the head, like it's just so rare. You play what 75 minutes and nobody is gaining advantage. But
70 going minutes back now.
Wait, they cut overtime to 10 minutes. They did?
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Oh shit. But going back to trading camp stories, there really hasn't been one necessarily that stuck out in my mind. Obviously I was keeping up, with the CD thing for a little bit. Aaron Rodgers, I've heard, he looks amazing in camp. I'm just really excited to see the preseason start. I mean, honestly, like you said, like we're gonna see guys come in. We have a big defensive addition from Florida State coming in. Curse, I believe his last name. I was watching this film the other day. I know it ends with an SE. I just can't. Jared Verse, I believe, is our rookie.
A lot of people are saying the Rams are going to have a bounce back year, and I can absolutely see it. You got to think if Cooper stays healthy, Puka Nacua stays healthy, Matt Stafford obviously needs to stay healthy. It's all health dependent, but I truly feel the Rams going to have a bounce back season, especially because I think Seattle's going to regress heavily. I think Geno Smith is going to turn back into the pumpkin. I really can't see Seattle having even remotely close through the same similar season that they had this past year. The Rams defense, of course, the loss of Aaron Donald is huge. Like, there's no question that that's a huge loss. But I really think they can make some noise. Do I think they're a Super Bowl contender? No, probably not. But I could see them grabbing that 5th seed because I could see them. I don't see them beating the 49ers. So I think the Niners are obviously going to take the West. But I could absolutely see them making some noise and getting that 5th seed.
Yeah, I mean, the Niners are obviously going to be the big favorites going in, but excuse me. Well, we'll see. Just what happens. We got Tre'Davious White now, so we'll see. But I don't know, man. It's just gonna be one of those things where I think Justin, if I'm not mistaken, he picks San Francisco to miss the playoffs. So I'm not really worried about Arizona. Like Arizona is one of those teams.
No,
like
no.
If they become a threat, okay, sure. Then we'll deal with it then. I don't think it's gonna happen. San Francisco, barring catastrophe, will I mean, I don't know, man. Like I don't. Our defense is gonna have to. We're gonna have a lot to prove. Like we're gonna be missing our anchor, our star for the last 10 years. But
yeah, absolutely.
I mean, like you said, we got Puka, we got Cooper. Kyron Williams. He had his moments last year, and now that we're gonna have more on the outside, hopefully that's gonna hopefully open up the run game a little bit. Stafford's gonna be have a full healthy off season. I don't see any reason why we can't win the division. I mean, it's not going to be. We have so many different areas to improve. Like I said, our defense. I mean, I don't really know how it's going to look. Yeah.
I don't think that. I'm trying to word this correctly here. I don't think that the Rams are going to be the reason that the Rams don't win the division. I think the 49ers are just too good. Like, I don't think you guys are going to be bad. I don't think you're going to choke away games. So I don't think you're going to be the cause of you guys not winning the division. I just think that the 49ers are a tier above the Rams, and that's why they're going to take the division.
Yeah, I mean, well, honestly, it's going to be one of those years where you're going to have two good, healthy teams in the NFC West, and we'll see how long that can keep up. But I'm just really excited, man, that we have, obviously we won the Super Bowl in 2022, 2023. Did we make the playoff? I don't even think we made because we had a shitty year, and we had a 2022 season, and then this last year we made the playoffs. I mean, honestly, man, like we almost beat Detroit. Like we came really close to beating Detroit. If we would have won that game, I don't know what were we the damn. I think 6th seed, we probably would have played I'm just going to do this off the top of my head. What, Dallas? Probably? Or no, who was the 1 seed in the NFC this year? Niners?
The Niners.
Yeah, then we would probably but we were so close, man. And Puka's going to come back for a second year. We obviously know that, the sophomore slump is a real thing, but now you're going to have Cooper Kupp coming back. How good they are as a receiver duo, I think, is going to be not indicative, but it's going to correlate with our wins and losses. Like, because they're going to be playmakers, bro. I mean, we already saw Puka last year, all the records he was setting. We've already seen what Cooper Kupp could do, Triple Crown winner. So, and then, Kyron Williams is going to have to come in. He's going to be number 1 on our depth chart this year. And, I mean, he had some breakout games last year, but, at the end of the day, how great is Kyron Williams really? So, or can he ever really be? So, it's going to be one of those things where we just got to put it together. We can't make dumb clock management decisions. And he's got to play smart. Like Sean McVay has never been too much of a gambler, but there's been a few times where it's like you could have taken a little bit of a chance there.
When you break down what Puka Nacua did last year, though, he had 105 receptions for 1,400 yards. That's going to be tough to replicate, especially with a healthy Cooper Kupp at your disposal all season.
Oh, yeah, no, it will be. But, I also think that, not having let's keep it real. Puka Nacua was great, but Cooper Kupp is better than Puka Nacua. So, he's also not going to have the CB1 on him, all game if they're in, but I think he's not going to be getting all the attention, like I said. So it'll give him a chance to, if he is going to kind of go through a sophomore slump, not feel like the whole world is on his back. And I think that's a great, not asset. I don't know what the word is, but for Puka Nacua to have at the beginning of his career, having a guy like that in the, what do they don't call receivers in the flats? What do they call them, like out there in the
Slot
sticks with
receivers?
you? No, you know how they'd be like out there in the trenches. What would they say
Oh,
for receivers?
yes. So let me ask
Whatever.
you this though, and just kind of this is just me playing devil's advocate with it, okay? So when you break down the stats that he had last season, obviously that could be incorporated to the number of targets that he received. And when as a receiver, when you get targets, you stay engaged within the game. Could you see him becoming less engaged as maybe a blocker or being engaged in his routes with a decrease of targets? Do you think that's a possibility for Puka?
Well, I mean, as far as that, I mean, I think that's a good question. I think that in pro sports, I don't, intangibles matter, but I'm more for who's the better player. But that's one of the intangible things. Like that's just going to be, you know, what his character is if he's willing to go out there and do the dirty stuff while Puka, or throwing Cooper Cups, weigh 20 times a game. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I don't know enough about Puka to know, but I just hope that if it does come a situation where he's not getting the ball, that he doesn't act like one of these diva receivers. And I'm tired of guys saying that they want to win. And this doesn't have anything with Puka. This is me going on the rant. Receivers saying they want to win, but they're throwing me the ball, throwing me the ball. I get you want the ball. You're probably our best receiver. But a lot of these dudes, like, I hope he doesn't become a guy to break the team apart. That's all I'm gonna say. But I mean, he seems to be,
You
doesn't seem to
see
be one of those guys.
my question
I
though,
see
right?
your
You see
point,
what I mean?
though.
Because
Right.
that is a big thing for receivers, and that is something that receivers have been known to do. When their targets decrease, they become less engaged, and obviously that could become an issue for the Rams if that were to happen with Puka.
Oh yeah, certainly, and it would become a huge issue, especially with all the other stuff that we're gonna have. Like, I'll just say it like this: like, we could definitely be good this year, but we're gonna need a lot of things to go. We're gonna need to be clicking. Like, we can't be half-assed because we have much more inexperienced defense. And if things aren't clicking, then it's just like that's the last thing I want to worry about this season is some damn wide receiver beef because I think we got a legit chance in the 49ers. And I'm pretty sure we go to Detroit week 1.
You do.
Is that wait, no, it's like Sunday night, I think, right? No.
Is it the Sunday night game? It might be.
This way it's the Texans versus the Bears. Let me see the actual schedule.
That's Thursday. That's Thursday.
Okay, I can't wait to start our fucking regular season picks again, bro.
Hey, it's the best segment of the show.
The opening game of the year is going to be
It's the Bengals and the Chiefs.
All right, the Bengals and the Chiefs. No, it's Baltimore and the Chiefs. Baltimore at the Chiefs.
Baltimore, sorry, Baltimore. Yes, Baltimore.
And then Green Bay, Philly Friday night, and then you got your Sunday game. Well, that one's gonna be in Brazil for some fucking reason. And then we play Detroit Sunday night, and then San Francisco hosts the New York Aaron Rodgers on Monday Night Football. And then
that's such a great Monday night game too.
In San Fran, and he's from
he's from Cali.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be crazy, man. And Aaron, it's one of those things. If Aaron Rodgers can lead the Jets to prominence, if you win a New York team a championship, especially one that hasn't had one in a while, you are gonna be remembered. I mean, Mark Messier, guy you live on.
It's different in New York, yeah. Like if you're able to bring something special to New York, you're instant legend status in that city forever.
Yeah, man. It's I guess it's one of those things too. Be it dude, you know what's crazy? And I hate to say this, the Cowboys have not been to. You realize the Patriots have won 7 Super Bowls since the Cowboys last went to the 6. Since the Cowboys was the NFC Championship. Just sometimes when I think about some of the shit that's happened, not even trying to be funny and get off topic, but it's just like the amount of shit that has occurred since they last went to the. I mean, fuck, we didn't even have our cell phones didn't even have screens.
Trust me, Ian, I am well aware, sir.
I want to make sure. unless
Trust
you
me,
forget.
I am well aware of all the notable events in the world that have taken place since the Cowboys have last won a Super Bowl. And I don't foresee one anytime soon. I'm not one of those delusional fans that thinks one's coming.
But it's like you guys can't even make the end. That's the crazy thing. You can't even get past the divisional round. Like for as good as we always talk about it. Like the Cowboys, the exception of those couple of years in the mid 2000s, they've always been up there. And for the fact that you haven't even been past the divisional round, it still blows my mind. I know we joke about the Cowboys, but that really is at this point becoming a laughable futility. To be honest with you, for it being a polarized, that's like the Yankees constantly getting this close and just not for this long.
I could not agree more. I really couldn't.
What do you guys got week one?
We get the Browns.
Oh, in Cleveland. What were you saying though? My bad.
No, you're good. I was gonna say it's almost one of the things where you kind of become desensitized to it after such a long time. I mean, I hate to do this because I almost feel like I do this every single year, right? I tell myself, I don't care what happens. I'm not going to get myself worked up. I know the end result. And then every year something happens where they win a big game or they start off super hot or they go on a crazy win streak. They win 5 or 6 straight. And it's like, this is a different team. It finally feels different. And then in the end, it's the same result, man.
And dude, I know you're gonna be tearing your house up when you guys finally win one, man. Like
it's not gonna happen.
It's like watching your team win the Super Bowl. Like
I truly don't believe it's ever gonna happen in my lifetime. As sad as it sounds, I've gotten to that point where I just can't see it happening.
I honestly want to kind of ask Justin how he feels about, what's his feeling when the Patriots keep winning Super Bowls, because it's one of those things to where it's like he's old enough and very well versed enough in sports to know how rare a championship is, or how hard it is and how valuable it is. It's an understatement. But when you watch your team win that many times, bro, it's a different feeling. Like if the Rams were to win 10 more Super Bowls, it was not going to compare to when I watched them beat the Bengals, bro, because that was like that over the hill. Like they fucking did that. Yeah, man. That was just like
I get it.
But it's football too, bro, because it's like everybody's watching that game. And it's like that halftime show, bro. 50 Cent showing up like what do they say, 75 cents with inflation. Like that was legendary, bro.
Man, I'm like this with Dallas at this point because I understand your point as far as how excited you were with the Rams. I can't even put myself in that headspace to imagine how it would feel anymore. I just don't want to because it's so heartbreaking. And I don't know how, but I feel the letdown games coming. I called it in week 3 against Arizona when Arizona looked like the worst team in the world, and the Cowboys won both games by like 30 points in the first 2 weeks. I was like, something's gonna happen. I see them losing this game, and that's exactly what happened. And then the playoff game, Green Bay went up 7-0. I put it in the group chat, said this game's over. And there's a difference when I'm doing that comparatively to the Celtics when they go down 2-0 and I say the game's over. But there's a huge difference. With the Celtics, it's almost like, yeah, I mean, I get upset to an extent, don't get me wrong, but it's always like we talk about. It's different when it's your football team. It hits different, and I don't know why.
Those are my boys. Like that's how it feels when it's your football team. It's like the football team, I think, is so much of an identity. Like we were talking about before, like football team pride normally trumps all else. You know what I mean? Like Rams, like you were saying, like I'm a bigger basketball fan, but Rams or USC, like that's just, and I don't know, man. Like football's, an event. Friday Night Lights, like I love basketball, but basketball is not, it's not like I see why football is, as big as it is, why so many people go, because it's just, I mean, motherfuckers running around hitting each other. What's not to like? You know what I mean? But
I think my impression on you on that aspect of it, I think you've become more of a football fan as you've gotten older. I remember when we first started talking, You liked football, but you were much more into basketball. I'm not saying basketball is not your favorite sport, 'cause I know it is. But I think as you've gotten older, I kind of shifted a little bit more so towards football than you had in the past.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, pretty much. I mean, because it's one of those things like I love I mean, it's just like football, bro. Like I'll watch it all day. Like it's always been my whole life though. Basketball one, football two, and then literally everything else after that. Like baseball, I like to tell myself I like baseball, and I do. Like I enjoy watching baseball. I like learning how to throw a split finger, stuff like that. Still working on it. No, not really. I haven't even tried once. But anyway, but it's like it's just different with basketball and football. Like basketball and football, I feel like I'm actually invested. Baseball, it's like I like it. I mean, I don't get me wrong. If I'm betting, I'm invested, but it's like just feels like it's a little more forced for me. Even though it's coming more natural now than it did in the past with baseball, like football and basketball, it's like those are the sports where I could feel like I actually want to go out of my way. I don't know like really how to explain it, but football, man, it's just one of those things to where it's like it's just so big, bro. Especially like these colleges, bro. Like you turn on Mississippi State versus LSU at 4 p.m., bro, and you see 60,000 people screaming at the top of their lungs and nobody has
Yeah.
shirts on. Like there's something different. You know, you got Bills Mafia. Like there's just something different about
Oh
football,
yeah. I
bro.
mean, if we're talking college comparatively, Sean would shit himself if he heard this, but college basketball does not compare to college football. It's not,
No,
they're not in the
no.
same stratosphere.
They used to almost be, you know.
Oh, yeah, almost sure. Not now.
No. No, college football, and especially with the video game,
That game is so good, by the way.
bro, I've seen so much bullshit that motherfuckers running like a fake field goal that they'll like drop the snap and run back 80 yards and still go back and score like it's a, but you know you're gonna have that with every game. But yeah, no, basketball is like I remember like I mean you remember Syracuse, you know, watching them like you said like you just kind of clung on to Carmelo Anthony, like Emeka
Yep.
Okafor, Anthony Davis. Like there's guys that have been you know who else was a star in fucking college? John Wall. I mean, even though he was a one and done, like there's so many. And then not only that, you had the tradition, but now it's like, man, it's like I swear to God, it's like, man, I'll be watching a game, and then the next year I'll watch a different game, and I'll be like, that dude was just on that other team last year. Like what? It's like the transfer portal. Like, don't get me wrong, I love NIL, and this could be a whole show in and of itself. I think college players deserve to get paid. I like my dad is very
Yeah.
like I think you know if don't get me wrong, I can understand why Coach Saban was making you know $10+ million a year, but if you're bringing in that much money, and a lot of people's argument is well, you know, they're just kind of getting it handed to them, you know, they get an education. It's like if you're making like I don't know other kid like if somebody's willing to pay them that money, they should be allowed to take it. If you're not good enough, they're not going to pay you. I don't see no problem with college athletes getting paid personally.
No, I don't either. Not at all.
That's whoever's paying them. Like if you, I mean, and it's not like the school's paying them, like it's NIL. Like if they want to get paid by a car dealership, like that's on the car dealership if the dude ends up sucking at football. You know what I mean?
So here's a thing that's always stuck in my mind too when it comes to this can go for professional athletes, college athletes, whatever, right?
Athletes.
I've had many of debates with my friends who aren't avid sports fans like me, who so they don't get it, and they're just like, "Oh, star athletes are paid way too much money."
I hate that
And
stupid.
I hate that shit because what I tell them, I'm like, first of all, dude, just the first point that I make is I always say you are worth whatever somebody is willing to pay you. Whatever that money, whatever somebody is willing to pay you, you're worth it, first of all.
That's like
And
that's pretty much
second of all, people do not understand how much money sports generate for a community and for a city.
Oh yeah, and then on top of that, you also have the community, you know, development teams like NBA Cares and shit like that too.
Absolutely.
Doing work in the community. Yeah, I hate that stupid ass argument, bro. Like it's like, well, they shouldn't be getting paid more than somebody in the army. First of all, respect to our armed forces. My family was military.
Yeah.
There's over 1 million people in the army. They don't. There's just it's entertainment if you want to be completely honest about it. Because in reality, how valuable is being able to put a ball in a net? It's as valuable as we made it out to be, and the world loves them some basketball. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man.
You worded that perfectly. It's as valuable as we make it to be.
Yeah, it's like if no, like you know what I'm saying, like because we talked about it before on the show. Like sometimes I'll watch a game and be like, wow, I'm really getting excited over guys putting a ball in a net, but they've done something to reel us in to where it's like you want to watch the guy put the ball in the net. You know what I mean? There's just certain shit, especially with the NBA, because you have
Dude,
guys that
I do it with football all the time, except I think of it slightly different. Like I am getting excited about 11 grown men trying to move this object across a line. And I couldn't be happier when they do it. Like I you know what I mean? Like, I could not be happier when those 11 men put that ball over that line. I it sounds so cheesy when you say it
yeah,
like
and
that. You know what I
no, but
mean?
no, but you're right though, because it's like if you think about it, you'd be like, oh, girls like basketball players, and I'm just like, so they like just dudes that can move a ball around and put it into a net. Like it doesn't, but that just comes me bringing back to what I'm saying. Like it's as entertaining as we make it to be, and like I said, there's a million people in the army, bro. There's 15 players on each NBA team, 30 NBA teams. You know, it's what 350 players.
1,500, right? Or there's what 450 people in the NBA, about 1,500 in the NFL.
Yeah, and it's like on top of that, like my whole argument too with that is like if you've ever bought a ticket, if you've ever bought a jersey, if you ever bought a fucking video game, you don't have any right to talk because you're contributing to them making too much money. Like you said, the amount of money they make is fucking insane. You know what I mean? Like, and it's you can't pay. I mean, we get Veterans Day, like the care for our veterans and what they do or what they don't do. You know, the VA and the government. You know, that's a story for a different day, and it's sad in its own right. And that's why I can understand people's. I'm not even saying I can understand their frustration because I really can't because you got to look at it logically. It's like it's the same thing as movie stars. In reality, we're paying to watch them tell a fake ass story. You know what I mean? Like it's like, but you're watching them. People never make the same argument against movie stars as they do basketball players or
No,
athletes,
God, no.
or musicians. Well, that's art. Well, this is art. This is entertainment. This is a sport.
Sports is
It's just,
definitely art.
yeah, it's
Sports is
art.
100% in art. Like
Yes.
one argument I always make with people as well, that people who aren't as infatuated with sports as I am, and I know you're one of those people who are, so you understand my point when I say this. People who aren't, they do not understand how much goes into being a professional athlete, how
Oh no.
hard these people train, how hard they study their positions, and how hard they work on their craft. Normal people that don't follow sports to that degree have no idea.
Well, me and you do follow it to that degree, and it's even hard for us to fathom.
Absolutely.
Because,
We don't
you know what I
know,
mean? Like,
Ian. As avid sports fans as we are, we don't know how hard these people work. And we understand that. Trust me, it's a crazy, crazy considerable amount of work. We don't know. Like we couldn't imagine how hard these people work.
and it's like, and because Kobe was a hard worker, so maybe he's not a good example. But people think that just because the guy's not going and put in the gym, putting in work, or on fucking Facebook working out with his shirt off, taking shots, that he's not working. Like these dudes are working on their games, working on their bodies, working on their knowledge of the game all the time, and they're doing it against the other dudes who are dedicating their whole the amount of time these dudes put in. I mean, you even look at I'll even take it even a step lower. I'll take it to a college athlete, bro. Even in college, you might have practice at 6 and then weightlifting, a little bit after for an hour. Got another practice later, got another meeting, and that's not even a pro athlete. You think about the shit when you get to the pro level. Like I was watching an interview one time. It's like, you get to the pros, nobody's watching you. Like your job is to just make sure that you are a pro player, that you don't let your game slip. But the amount of pressure that goes into it, because people always want to compare it to a regular job. It's not a regular job, first of all, but they always tend to say, oh, well, you know, it's not a regular job because it's like my job. I could do the best that I can, but I'm not competing against other world-class people. Like, I don't have to
Exactly.
give, like, the amount of effort that, you have to even get to play an NBA game, bro. And we joke about, people, not even joke, people want to clown about, oh, well, they don't play defense. They're just running up and down the court. If you really knew basketball and you're seeing how fast they're moving and the screens and the actions and all that, like, basketball is just a different level of shape, bro. Larry Bird said there's shape and there's basketball shape. There's two different things.
You
Each
can say the
sport
same
has,
thing about football. There's shape and there's football shape. There's two completely different things.
hell yeah. You know who's in shape? Motherfucking soccer players. I used to hate going up to the damn park when I was like, all of my 5'10", 6'3" homies, and we lose to a team and their tallest player is 5'5" because these dudes won't stop running. Fucking hate that shit, bro. Like, we used to always lose to them little fucking Mexican soccer
Oh,
players.
because they never run out of gas.
Bro, like they would just be like, hey, let's play. Motherfuckers barely know English, bro, and just run us. And we've been up there all day hooping. You know what I mean? Like, but back to that though, man. It's just one of those things like you said, like no people think that, and that's another thing that irritates me, bro, is the lack, and this is something I can go on a tangent about, is the lack of respect for other sports. Like I was in an argument with a dude who, just want to point this out, he was like a fucking flag football player. He was on Instagram a long time ago. But anyway, he was, because I was saying like baseball is one of the hardest sports, bro. Easily. Especially when you get up to that level, easily, if not the hardest. And he's like, well, just because you have no hand-eye coordination, if I really want to be a baseball player, I could have. So you're telling me you're good enough to be a professional athlete and you just decided not to. No, it's fucking bullshit. You couldn't have done it. But point I'm making is, it, when you do anything at that high of a level, the ignorance of people to think that they could just jump out of bed and maybe put in a little work and be at these guys' level is infuriating to me.
Dude, so bad. And I'm not going to lie. I'm guilty of this to an extent. Every sports fan is, right? You're sitting on the couch. You're 2 or 3 beers deep. You got a fucking slice of pizza in your lap. And someone drops a wide open ball. And you're like, they're fucking trash. Everyone has done it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, but in reality, like a real, somebody who understands sports, I mean, understands life in general. Like I could be a good damn cart pusher, but if you're gonna put me up against the best cart pushers in the world, there's levels to this shit, man.
Yes.
Like, bro, I'll put it like this. Like if we were go to 24-hour fitness, me and you, first of all, we would cook because we ain't gonna lose and have to come on the podcast and talk about it. But if we were to see the worst NBA player up there hooping,
Oh, he'd
we would
murder
go
us.
we would go home and say that was the best basketball player that I've ever played against. And you would remember.
110%.
I played against a dude one time at the rec. I mean, he was a starting point guard for Vanderbilt, and it was just like you could tell the dude was just different. I can only imagine, because you got to understand, bro. Like these dudes are pros. If you've ever seen a pro going one-on-one with somebody, bro, they score effortlessly. They know exactly what they need to do. Like it's
You've heard about the scallenge.
Yeah, and I'm closer to LeBron than you are to me. The scallenge, it's just like that's what it is, bro. Like that's just normal. Like any terrible player in the NBA would have done that.
100%.
Like, bro, he was just making it look easy, man. Like, and people that want to clown the worst NBA player always fail to realize that they were always a great player at a very high level. It's just now they're at the highest level, and there's, not everybody can beat LeBron or
The worst NBA player is still among the 500 best basketball players in the world.
That's actually a different way to think about it. I didn't even. I guess I never thought of it like that. Yeah, it's crazy because I don't know, man. Like people say the NBA is politics. There is a lot there. Hell yeah, there's politics, but man, you can look at those dudes.
There's politics to an extent, right?
Yeah.
But when it gets down to the nitty gritty of the game, there ain't no politics. Them boys are just hooping.
Yeah.
Like, you think they're thinking about anything other than winning the game when there's 2 minutes left in a tie game? Hell no. They are just hooping, bro.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's one of those things. Like when I see an NBA player playing against somebody, they always know exactly what to do. They know exactly where you're gonna be. They always know exactly because average Joe, bro. It's like an NBA player. Like, okay, I'll just put it like this: if me and you could play Isaiah Thomas, because I mean he's 5'7", you're about 5'5". I'm not playing, but I'm saying like Isaiah Thomas, like 5'9", you're 5'8", I think. I'm like 5'11". Like that. For somebody like physically, yeah, that's who I'd put us up against, and he would fucking murder us, bro. Like people
Horribly.
think, you think Isaiah Thomas too? He's 5'9". He can't weigh more than me. He can't be more than fucking 160. So
But
body
he's
frame.
quadruple the athlete we are.
The athlete, and then not only that, bro, it's being an athlete is only going to get you so. I mean, like Giannis has put in the work, but you got to be able to play basketball, bro. And these dudes are great basketball players. Like the court,
100%.
like I don't know if you've ever seen. I don't think it was during a lockout. It was during one of the summers, but maybe it was COVID. But it was at LA Fit, or it was Lifetime, and it was like an NBA pickup game, and it was like Ben Simmons, LeBron, like all these dudes. And when you see it that close, bro. Not with no refs, not with no, set plays. You see how fast that game is going. Like, I would have just been like, I got next. I'm good. I'm good right now. I'm not letting LeBron fucking come downhill and dunk on me. I'm not.
Yeah.
Not.
Not.
I'm going to the bag. I'm going to the bag and pulling the thing out, my pen and my paper so I can get his autograph. I'm really big LeBron James fan. But yeah, man, it's just one of those. And the same goes for any sport, like, bro. Like, people think baseball players aren't athletes. Try to step in the goddamn box and hit a fucking any MLB pitcher, any minor league pitcher. Matter of fact,
Never could happen.
It's different, bro. Like, you watch these MLB players, they do not drop fly balls. They don't. Balls hit in the air, inning's over. Ground balls. Like, when you see an MLB player fuck up, you're like, oh shit. Like, 'cause they never fuck up, bro. Like, it's crazy how good the MLB dudes are, bro.
Yeah,
People that used to hit the ball. Like, you realize how high that ball is in the damn sun? Like, and how fast that shit is coming down. Physics, my boy. Physics. I have the question tonight whenever we're on it. I have one.
Yeah, we can get to it in just a couple moments here. I just kind of want to get your overall because I don't think you've said one yet, and I kind of want you to go into it here. What is the most thing you're looking forward to about this upcoming NFL season? Obviously, outside of just the ability to watch your team, because I think that would be everybody's answer. But what are you looking forward to the most about NFL season being back?
I'm just gonna keep my team out of it, because obviously
of course.
I would say to see if Chiefs get a three-peat.
That's a really fair answer. That's kind of where I was leaning to. The reason being is because nobody's ever done it. And then I just want to see where everybody ranks these quarterbacks after that happens. And I'm not sure if you've been seeing the group chat or not, Ian.
A little bit.
I need you to tell Sean that he's delusional. Like, absolutely blinded by hate delusion.
Oh, about Mahomes?
Yes.
I saw a little bit of it. What did he say? Call that man out.
A lot of it is just shitting on Mahomes. He's saying that he's overrated. He's not shit without Andy Reid. He's okay in the pocket. He's okay on his feet, but in the pocket, he's nothing. Like, there is straight up Mahomes disrespect coming from him. It's absolutely mind-blowing.
Yeah, the only person that you tolerate the disrespect for less than Mahomes is Brandon Roy. None of that will be tolerated here.
No Brandon Roy disrespect will ever be uttered in my direction, bro. If that man didn't have glass ankles, he'd be in the Hall of Fame right now. Bro, I can't even tell you how close I might have been to being a Trailblazers fan back in the day.
Because of Brandon Roy.
Just because, dude, he was a absolute must watch anytime I saw a Trailblazers game on. I'm not even joking. Anytime the Trailblazers were on back in like 2008 to 2010, boom, instant watch for me. No question. Just to watch my boy.
I used to try to like mimic some of his moves. I remember one time there's a comment Clarence like you kind of play like Brandon Roy, which was cool because Brandon Roy is black, and I was like, oh, I'm associated with the fellas now. But no, in all seriousness, he was really good, like mid range, like sizing you, like bro, he was a
Bro, he
killer.
had it
Bro.
all. He had a complete package of a bag. He could finish, he could drive, he had handles, he could shoot.
What
Man,
happened? Did he get hurt? Like a heart injury or some heart condition?
yeah, no, he did, but he also his ankles were the main reason. Like he just couldn't stay. Well, okay, his ankles were the main reason that he fell off from being an all-star caliber player. It's not the reason he had to retire, but
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Somebody said one time that somebody should have gave Derrick Rose Megan the Stallion's knees. Man, speaking of the devil, man, I don't know if you remember MVPD. That dude was so explosive, bro. Like
yes, he
it was
fucking was.
insane. Like Ja, like I love Ja. He still don't look as explosive as Derrick Rose. Like, bro,
Oh,
it wasn't even real. Like Zion is crazy too, but Derrick Rose, it's like, oh my God, bro. What I would give to man that watch that man in his damn prime again. Like D Rose
bro,
fucking
what about Russell Westbrook in his prime?
yeah, no, Russell Westbrook, Derrick Rose, James Harden when he was scoring all those damn points. Like there's just so many guys, man. Like it's just prime LeBron, man. I'd give anything
Dude,
to watch prime LeBron again.
people just don't know, man. They weren't outside. Like they haven't these people who shit on LeBron and people who shit on Russell Westbrook for that matter too don't understand just how dominant. Obviously LeBron to a much much higher level, but they don't understand how dominant Russell Westbrook was in his prime.
Yeah, bro. I mean, people want to say he's stat padded, which might be true to an extent, but you don't get numbers like that by not being amazing at basketball. Straight up in the
No, you
NBA,
truly don't.
like bro, and Russ was always going like one thing you'll never hear anybody say about Russ is that he didn't go all out. Like they might criticize his shot selection, but they'll never say Russell Westbrook didn't try. It's just like sometimes, man, at least with you with the Clippers sometimes it's like you watch his and he's with the Nuggets this year, by the way. But it's like you just watch his confidence like shooting the ball fade. And I've always been a fan of Westbrook because my friend that I play travel ball with, that's his cousin. And it's crazy too. If I showed you a picture of them, they look pretty much the same. But I remember when my dad told me, he's like, yeah, his cousin plays for UCLA. His name is Russell Westbrook. I'm like, oh, he's on the bench. You know, he was a freshman at the time, and then now like he's a household name. Like it's pretty crazy. But it's always been a big fan of him, man. He just never seemed like a bad dude. He's not ending up in the news. Like, you know, do you think he'll be in the Hall of Fame? I'd say so.
Without question. There's not a
I don't think
single argument that anybody could make that doesn't include Russell Westbrook in the Hall of Fame. No question. First ballot, unanimous Hall of Fame.
like Russell Westbrook's 50 triple doubles are the most since Wilt Chamberlain did it 654 times in the 1970s season.
654 times.
It's crazy, bro. Like every time somebody has a crazy, like he had 30 rebounds tonight. Wilt Chamberlain
Most
did
since
that.
Wilt Chamberlain.
Bro, dude, like I watched the 1970, I think, NBA Finals where Willis Reed hobbled out. And bro, Wilt, dude, like it's not even like the dude would turn around so quick and just like finger roll. Like, bro, modern training, Will would be a beast, bro. The dude bench pressed like 500 pounds.
Yeah, he was a monster, man. He
Um,
was a
but
All right, what's your question?
yeah, so we're heading down the conclusion of the show. What is your favorite signature move of all time? I will start with mine. In basketball, the sham god. So you're dribbling the ball down the court, right? Dribbling the ball down the court, and you know you're moving. You know, you kind of push it ahead to your left side if you're dribbling with your right hand, and then snatch it back. Cook. What about you? Or Jamal Crawford's shake and bake, or Pele's bicycle kick, but that most likely is sham god.
Signature move. Now, when you say signature move, are you saying a signature move by a individual or just a move in general?
Oh, that's a good question. Um, yeah, either. Mine is just in general the Sham God, but you could be either one.
Ooh. Wow, that's a good question.
I thought it was. That's why I asked it.
So, overall move, I might say the Euro step just because it looks so pretty when you do it in fast motion.
That's a good one.
But individual, it's got to be Rondo's behind the back ball fake.
I used to love that shit. Or the Dream Shake.
Dream Shake is good too, but
Jordan's fatal.
Rondo's behind the back while running full speed behind the back ball fake. It was unmatched for its time.
It was unbelievable, is what it was. Like, that dude used to, bro, I used to try that all the time. And it's like, my hands could not get around the. It's like, bro, his hands were so, like, you said, he'll be going full speed and just, like you said, just whole body, one motion, just fake. Get, bro,
Behind the
he's got
back. Keeps the
so,
ball while he does it. Defenders fly by him. And he just, easy layup.
bro, like, he used to do that so, like, smooth. Bro, Rondo in his prime
Bro,
was
Celtics Rondo was different.
bro, like, the first championship when they won in 08, he was definitely a huge part. But when it came time to like that ended up being his team, bro.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
if you remember, it was against the Cavaliers in the playoffs, and it was like he came down the court, LeBron was trailing, and he like pulled his arm up, just wrapped it around his back. Perfect. Bro,
LeBron
Rondo
jumped past him. I remember.
Bro, it's like he's just so like God, I used to love watching Rondo play, man. He was tough as nails. He went right at Kobe, man. Rondo didn't give a fuck.
Yeah,
I
I was
love
a huge. I still have a Celtics Rajon Rondo jersey to this day.
They loved him in Boston, it seems like, too. Like, that
Oh,
was
we
their.
did. We did.
He played hard, bro. I remember when teams used to stag like 20 feet off of him because he couldn't shoot worth the
Yeah, and
fucking
he
damn.
worked on his jumper and developed actually a decent 3-point shot. Not a good one, but a decent one.
Bro, that dude was like, I used to practice all. It just seemed, you had Chris Paul at the time, you had Derrick Williams, but Rondo was just like, dude, he just. And then on defense, like those long ass arms, bro. Like, I would, like, if I was an NBA player, that probably would have been the guy I hated facing the most, just because he's so like. Oh, I hate motherfuckers. I hate motherfuckers that are just small and are just pests. But yeah, no, that's a good one for signature move. Like I said, Jordan's fadeaway was up there for me. Maybe Blake throwing the ball in because he did that quite a few times.
Yeah.
Is there one in hockey? I mean, not really one specific player. I mean, I guess you get the behind the backwards between the legs triple deke. What was the shit? The movie he did at the end of the Mighty Ducks, the triple deke.
The triple deke, bro.
He said one.
There's really nothing in football that stands out to me that I can think of that there would be.
Yeah, I mean, maybe like the maybe that catch where I mean, sideline catches are pretty, but when a dude rips the ball away, or not rips the ball away, when he like the Odell Beckham type catch, when he's just my favorite in football is probably just full extension, arm out, just nah. Or no, in football, really just a clean ass juke, like in the open field, just
Yes, those are pretty. Those are pretty to see.
or just a deep bomb, just nah, right on the numbers.
Yeah,
But
watching a pretty throw in football is like a movie. When
it's
it's like you said,
I
like it's a 40-yard bomb that hits them right in stride. It's so pretty.
like when the first play of Monday Night Football against the Redskins, when Michael
Deshaun
Vick
Jackson, Michael Vick. Yep. Oh yeah.
bro, was just perfect. Like that was a dude. It's like quarterbacks. I think for somebody that doesn't appreciate football, it's kind of hard to really appreciate them. I guess no football is hard to appreciate them because you really like it's when you watch on TV, it's like, oh, the guy threw the ball, but then when you see a dime that even the most casual person will be like, wow, because football throws look a lot better in slow motion. But when you
Yes,
watch
they
it like
do.
normal game
Or
speed and
or when you're watching it from the quarterback's POV and you see what they're looking at and still be able to make those reads, it is a quarterback's brain is something you really need to pick. You know what I mean? Like you have to sit down and talk with them in order for them. They have to baby step you through how they make these reads for the average person to understand it.
Double XY fly trap Z safety split Z cannon on 1 on 3 on 5 ready break like
Yeah,
and then
all that means is toss right. Like
all that means is halfback toss. Like what does that mean? Oh, that's
crazy.
See,
Like double X cannon victory. Go sideline 14. What does that mean? Kneel.
Spike. No, my thing is like if I was a football coach, I'd be just the worst. I'd just be calling shit like off of Madden. Trips right. Shrieks.
Streaks.
Prevent defense. Like
quarterback draw.
Fucking triple option. Oh my god, bro. But
all right,
triple
man,
option.
that was a good show though.
Triple option's a bitch to stop. Yeah, man, that was a great show. But shout out to Justin, man. Hope everything is going good with him over there. He's not sick or anything. I just he's had something to do. Just letting you guys know he's doing all right. But we miss you, man. Definitely see you again soon. You know what that started to sound like? It's one of those like miss Justin. He's not dead or anything, but like you know what I'm saying? Like miss him. That's my boy. But yeah, man, it was a blessing, man.
Definitely was, buddy.
All right, well, since Justin's not here and I smoke entirely too many cigarettes to do the damn Mickey Mouse voice, I'm gonna just let everybody go with a song. Hey, hey, good night, mixed reactions. Good night, mixed reactions. Hey.